for 17 years. I was able to get hormone therapy and treatment through California because they're ahead of the curve in certain things. And I suffered a lot. And in 2006, I visited Iowa, and at the Ames District Court, Judge Van Merrill ordered Officer Marshall to arrest me for going in the women's restroom in Ames, Iowa.
Oh!
This same Officer Marshall, months before this, ran my ID because I was playing guitar in front of a gas station because I didn't know where else to go. And when my California ID, which said female, and my current name didn't match up with my Iowa records, he arrested me. So this was the second time within a year that I've been harassed for this. 3 years later, in 2009, I had no idea that Judge Van Merrill ordered Officer Marshall to arrest me. That same year, he did what's called an abuse of discretion against me, and he made a ruling against me that did not align with the facts, and he charged me with assault. When I went downstairs in the courtroom, an officer told me that I was in danger because when I got arrested for going in the women's restroom, sorry, let me back up. My attorney, thank you. My attorney, when I got arrested for going in the restroom, said that I couldn't sue because this was unprecedented. And he said, but the city of Ames has offered to issue an apology letter and a check for $3,000. And this will set a precedent so that the next person will be able to sue. So I went with it. I found out this last year, in 2022 in November, when I pulled up a docket that of these cases to look through the records, that my attorney changed my plea from not guilty to guilty without my knowledge or consent. I did a records request with the county of Story County and city of Ames. The state of Iowa has no record of this apology letter. They gave me a shit piece of paper, changed my plea behind my back, and I'm sick of it. I got one more short thing to tack onto this. Part of my story is that last year I was discriminated against a business. I filed a complaint with the Iowa Civil Rights Commission, and the business owner and her friend submitted about 10 lies, extremely damaging lies to me to the Civil Rights Commission. I showed them very solid evidence that several of the things they said were false, but the Iowa Civil Rights Commission dropped my case regardless. I couldn't help but notice on the letter from the Iowa Civil Rights Commission that Kim Reynolds' name was written across the top of it. And I am very concerned. I filed a complaint against the Iowa Civil Rights Commission with the Iowa Attorney General's office. I had tried to file a complaint against the business for fraud with the county attorney also for giving false information to a government agency. Apparently that's not a crime. And I filed with the ombudsman against the Iowa Civil Rights Commission because I thought they did an insufficient job. The ombudsman sent me a letter which included a case ruling which basically stated that the Iowa Civil Rights Commission is under absolutely no obligation to take a case even if there's apparent evidence of discrimination. The state of Iowa is not protecting us. I know we know that, but I guess I'm up here because I don't want this next generation to suffer in the same way I have. I should for 17 years because I didn't have a state who cared about me to come back to. I'm still looking for an attorney. I'm going to add one more thing to this because in the Good and Beal, when they won their case and it became established in the state of Iowa that transgender surgeries need to be covered, they're medically necessary, Kim Reynolds in Congress went in and created a bill that made it so that trans surgeries were no longer covered. My doctor told me, almost in tears, telling me, I'm sorry, but we have to cancel your appointments. I want to hear from any of you. Come talk to me afterward. If you had scheduled appointments for surgeries or consultations and they were canceled because this Congress and the governor went in and performed a discriminatory and unconstitutional act that violated the Iowa Civil Rights Act. I want a class action lawsuit, and I want an attorney. And I want an attorney who has the cojones and the compassion enough to take the case. I don't want any attorney bunting for justice. We need a home run.